There's a couple.
Evening. For the call to order, the West Mifflin Area School District Work Session Agenda Meeting is held in the West Mifflin Area School District Middle School Auditorium, 81 Commonwealth Avenue, West Mifflin, PA 15122. Meeting begins at 6:10. Opening exercises, pledge to the flag.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Ahern. Here. Alexandrov. Bennett.
Here.
Engler. Skalnick. Mattis.
Here.
White. Vicento.
Here.
Blazer.
Here. 2 presentations will be held next week in the regular board meeting. 3 addendum items.
No addendum.
Hearing of the citizens will be at the regular board meeting next week. There are no information items. 6 board secretary business managers report.
Thank you, Mr. President. This agenda is a little bit late since we had it a few days earlier. Items 6A, 1 through 4 on pages 2 and 3. These are the second readings of the 600, 700, 800, and 900 policies. And with B1 Finance, it's recommended the board increases substitute teacher rate to $150 per day effective November 19th. And keep in mind, this is what the actual sub will get through Precision. There's another motion that will spell out the rates that we actually pay Precision. Seat purchasing and contracting. Number 1, this is something we do every year. The Affordable Care Act, we have to send out 1095s, and AMCA Systems helps us with their tax track software, and it's $2,750. Item number 2, this is an annual agreement with the AIU through their ESL. It's a Transperfect Remote Interpreting. It's a cost of $120 per year, and then they charge us, if it's being used, 97 or 90 cents per minute for all languages, and $3.25 per minute for video translation services. And that's for February 10th, 2022 through February 10th, 2023. And item number 3, since we changed the substitute rates for cafeteria custodians, paraprofessionals, and the secretaries, we made that $11.50 an hour. The rate that we'll actually pay Precision HR is $15.39, and for the substitute teachers, it will be $196 per day. So that's item number 3, and there will be a addendum that we'll sign that will reflect that added to the existing contract that we have. Are there any questions? We have item D, minutes, E, reports, G, invoices, after refunds subtracted from expenditures. G, invoices, we only have 2 invoices under general fund. That's Paul Fisher Insurance. That's for Mr. Hess's, our tax collector bond, and $433.08 of that is reimbursed by the borough. We have 1 invoice from Legal Tax Service for banking services, parking, notary, and postage. That's for $538.65. We have P cards under number 5. We have H, requisitions, others. We did have 2 executive sessions on October 14th and October 21st, and those are properly noted. And that's all I have.
Any questions?
So, just real quick on the ESL.
Yes.
Can you explain that? Is that for when we would need a translator, or is that, I mean, how often?
And it's minimal. guess if people need something translated, they'll call in and that's what they charge us.
It's there for our use if we would need it.
Yes, we use it as we need it, we're signing the contracts, so we have it, but a lot of we'll use the Microsoft, who's able to do a lot of the translations.
I was going to add, sometimes when we got a student from a foreign country, we needed the help to interpret their records. I mean, we couldn't tell them, what subjects they had taken and what credits they were being given to transfer to our records. And that was all done through ESL, the AIU.
Thanks, I just wanted to clarify what it was.
Okay.
Quite understand what it was.
Any other questions? Seven, district operations.
Yes, Mr. President, we have two items under A. The administration is proposing a new post-conference report form, and you'll find that on board docs. That was created by Dr. Solomon. And also B, the softball boosters are on there for their approval, as well as a booster group under policy 919. And that's all we have under district operations.
Superintendent's report.
Under B, student activities, we have 3 student activities as listed. Under 2, we have fundraising activities as presented. Under C, village and grounds, we have multiple permits out for usage. And nothing under personnel at this time. And nothing under conferences, and that concludes my report, Mr. President.
Sorry, I passed up on the 7. Did anybody have questions on 7? Any questions on 8? Board President correspondence, there are none. Executive session discussion, executive session items were discussed a little earlier this evening. Board reports, committee reports.
Committee reports, we'll start with village and grounds, Mr. President. We asked Mrs. Wells to check on our marquee progress. I believe she has a report for us.
Good evening. Yes, the marquee parts arrived on Friday to me at the high school, and the gentleman from NEPCO was sent out, the technician was sent out this morning, and he got those parts from me and started to install them. He got so far, it was around noon today, he installed those parts. He got 4 of them done and realized that he needed more parts to finish the job. So he said it was going well. And those parts are being overnighted, and they'll be here, attention to me tomorrow, and he'll be out tomorrow morning. Hopefully, if they come tomorrow morning, he'll be out to finish installing them. So he said he can fix it, and that he just needed more parts. So he's staying in town until he receives them.
So this week, it sounds like they're potentially by the end of the week, it could actually be done.
Correct.
Awesome. Any questions?
Thank you, Cindy.
You're welcome.
Finance? There are none, right?
We have nothing on the finance. Under athletics and activities, we have an addendum for our athletic handbook in discussion with Mr. Stevenson, the athletic director. He knows that we missed this in our athletic handbook, so we'd like to have the athletic committee approve putting this on the agenda for approval. And the addendum is all head coaches are mandated to attend the preseason rules interpretation meeting as prescribed by the PIAA. The athletic office will notify the head coach as to the date the meeting is taking place to ensure the coach is aware and can plan accordingly. If the head coach does not attend the meeting, or he or she will be financially responsible for the fee. When they don't attend those meetings, we get fined.
I see.
Is that correct, Mr. Stevenson?
Yes, it's $100 every time I miss.
So that would become the burden of the coach.
Okay.
Any questions?
Can he send a representative? Or can they send a representative? And if they can't make it, like there's schedule conflict or last minute, something comes up.
Yes, they can send one of their assistant coaches.
Okay. So there really should be no excuse for missing.
We usually have them also too, when they check in, there's a sign-in sheet. It usually has your school, every school listed, you have to sign it to West Mifflin, the sports specific of what you have, what you coach. So they accept anyone's signature as long as someone's in attendance. And that's just to go over the updated rule book.
Great.
We'll have our basketball and stuff.
Any other questions?
Also under athletics and activities, we met Mrs. Wells, Mr. Stevenson, Mr. Lick, Dr. Solomon, to talk about these outside groups as well as our own groups utilizing the facilities during the pandemic here. Each board member presented a copy of how we're going to proceed. Any questions, input, feedback as to the document we were given?
Do we ask the outside organization to sign anything, saying that they attest to understand these rules?
They will get a copy of this with their permit.
Okay.
So
So
they
the
will have-
permit, basically, them accepting the permit is them accepting these terms.
Correct.
And is this something that we can post so folks know ahead of time before they ask for a permit, that we can post this out somewhere publicly so folks know what they're going to be required to keep up with?
Sure, we can post on the website.
Mr. Stoll, it says here security will need to be on site for all events. Does it say anywhere that the renter is responsible for paying for security?
They'll be responsible, the outside groups are responsible for paying for the security with their events. Yeah.
Just so they're aware of that, that's all.
Yeah, that's as well as on the permit and on the rate sheet.
And then I know this one section says there needs to be a site manager at each location designated as the person in charge. Is that basically like a person of the board, a head coach, something like that?
Through our conversation this morning as we were developing this, it was brought to our attention that there are outside organizations who request multiple facilities. And however, there's no one in charge of those facilities. So if they're utilizing the middle school in Homeville, there needs to be somebody on each site that is in charge of that site.
And this can be we can always update this too. If we get feedback or people have specific issues that we didn't think about, we can always make changes as needed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Any other questions?
That was a conventional item, and we're not objecting, we will just include this with the permit package. Under technology, we have interactive TVs. We've been researching a lot of different products out there as far as what could take place with our Promethean boards and our projectors, which are in each of the classrooms. The Promethean boards are now not taking updates. They're not responding to Windows 10, which has been going on over a year now. Our projectors are starting to go, the light bulbs in these projectors cost more than a new projector. So we're looking for a new cost-effective, long-term solution for interactive whiteboards or interactive TVs within the classroom. We have a Samsung product that we'd like to bring to the board. It's a 75-inch. It's a TV with a touch screen. It'll last anywhere from 8 to 10 years. They said these TVs or these displays have been built to run for 10 years, 16 hours a day non-stop. Of course, we won't use it that much, so hopefully we'll get a little longer lifespan out of this. Tomorrow, they will be delivering 2 to the schools. There'll be one at the middle school and one at the high school on display for us to get some feedback from the teachers. And then shortly after, those 2 will be moved to the 2 elementaries for their feedback as well. So we're hopefully going to have some feedback for the board, from the teachers on these interactive TVs for next week. If we do get some positive feedback, we would like to put this on the board for a motion to start replacing all the rooms that are not functioning right now with the Promethean boards and the projectors, and then continue to move forward in that progression as the technology starts to fail. These items run about $5,300 a piece. And again, that comes with the TV itself, the actual computer, and that's all included with being mounted and set up in the classroom through this.
And warranty support too comes with that?
There is warranty support, I believe 3 years. It's part to part. They will actually come in, take it off the wall, put a new one on if there's a problem. And if they can overship or work on it over the internet or over the wireless, they'll do that as well. It's a local company as well.
Is there any chance we could have the one that's here running Thursday for the whole board to see?
For next week?
Yeah.
Yes, we actually have one over that we've been utilizing.
Okay.
You mean to bring it here for the meeting next week?
Yeah, if it's not too much trouble, if there's gonna be one here. I mean, I know the technology department's seen it, or technology committee, but the whole board hasn't seen it.
Yes, we'll have Mr. Underwood, our new tech director for Ford Solutions, to come over and do a demonstration.
I think that would be beneficial. I mean, if it's not too much trouble, I mean, somebody's got a TV and just don't, wheel it in. If it's not that hard.
You have a truck, Bill, right?
Yeah, I can bring it down.
Yeah, I think so. So a few of us were able to see it at another meeting, and I think it would be a good thing for everybody to see exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
75 inches is pretty big.
Well, and that's the thing, these kids need to see it in the back of the classroom, so that's.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
All right, under education, Dr. Sullivan, should I talk about that? Educational items?
As you know, with Mrs. Haney, in charge of MTSS and the remediation program,
Can't hear you.
working along with the coaches at all 3 of the K-5 buildings. There's 2 products there that they researched and felt very strongly about. One is the Essential Skills Software. That's a 3-year package. This is to really accelerate students that need that additional help at the younger ages. It works very well with our techs right now, and also the Acadians math goes with it. The Acadians reading that we have has done a very good job. And with the benchmarking and showing an improvement in the Acadians math is anticipated to do the same thing. So those are the 2 items.
Any questions, Ms. Zager, did you have a question?
No, I just said I couldn't hear you initially.
The essential skills that we're asking the committee to recommend putting that on the agenda for approval. That is a 3-year agreement for not to exceed 16,000. And the Acadians math, since we already have the Acadians for the ELA, it is only $1 per student. And we're going to do that K-5. And the essential software is part of our interventions programs. That what happens after we do the benchmarking, then through our 2 academic coaches, they group those children into groups who will then get the support through the essential skills software on specific deficits that need to be addressed. So they sort of go hand in hand.
I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, fine.
That is all I have for committee meetings this evening. Thank you, Mr. President.
Did you want to talk real quick about the policies? They're on here, I mean, if you wanted to, I guess they're already on the agenda, right? Yeah.
Safety and transportation. Anything else?
Now we took care of everything else in executive session.
Okay.
Steel Center, Mrs. Kostelnik is actually at the Steel Center meeting right now, which is why she had to leave a little bit ago. Solicitor's report? Thank you. Old business? New business? Motion to adjourn. Motion by Mr. Bennett,
Second.
second by Mrs. Avery.